one of the products from Hardware CT by Skylotec that you wanted to bring and show us today was a new harness, I believe.
So Gryphon Harness in the Skylotec range, Skylotec product, really great rope access harness. It's a nice weight, it's a nice fit, it's a nice function, does everything really well. So, of course you get a nice bag to keep it in, but it's actually a nice weight, that's a light harness.
Oh yeah, yeah, good, yeah.
We sell it in two styles. We sell it with and without the chest ascender. So this is the Gryphon Ascender. Has the chest ascender already fitted, so the Myon's in, the ascender's on. You can buy it without, means if anything wears out or needs replacing for whatever reason, you're not buying a whole set. You know, it's not integral, you don't have to throw away the whole shoulders or whatever. Traditional format of the complete style of harness. So Y shoulders, central attachment point for the upper one, full rest EN361, central attachment point for your lower point for your 813, sit harness, work positioning, and then of course set of side Ds as well. Comes with all the features you'd expect. So a rear D again for full rest, gear loops, there's a restraint point on the rear. You'll notice that it has the 358 standard, and it's marked with R because we want it for restraint. It's not an abseiling point. We have our gear loops and we have additional ones around the side. And these are with a weight rating of, I believe, 15 kilos.
Oh, right, so you can take a fair bit of equipment on there.
Yeah, you can take a fair bit of equipment, but do bear in mind, if we clip 15 kilos into every gear loop, a heavy person is going to exceed the maximum rating of maybe some of his equipment, like a full arrest system.
Yep.
So we can, but maybe we don't want to carry everything on us all the time.
Good tip, good tip.
Now, we've got a nice shape to our waist pad. It's double thickness around the rear, giving you more support. It's waisted nicely around the bottom of the ribs. So when you're sitting, you're not going to find your ribs are getting battered by the top of a really stiff waist belt. I know that can be an issue, and depending on your height, might depend on how much space you've got between your hips and your ribs. So it's going to give you a really good, comfortable fit. Leg loops are openable. The waist is fixed, but we can also open one shoulder so it's easy to get on.
I see the quick release buckles.
Quick release buckles, and we also have a keeper over the top to stop the web slipping, so you're not going to get that annoying creep going on through the day. And plenty of tidies where we can fold our webbing back above and below, so you've got a choice of how you want to store your webbing. One key little feature is we've got a nice little green window inside the buckle. Yeah. So if it doesn't go all the way in, you don't see it. So you know when it's clipped home, it's all the way home. The buckle is also shaped so you can't do it the wrong way around, won't go together. So it only clips in the correct way. So it makes everything nice and simple. Your shoulder pad is also waisted. So just around the side of your neck, it's waisted, and we've got a nice soft binding. So there's no hard edge of webbing. Yeah. So that's going to be more comfortable for the guys who've got to work in hot environments in their t-shirts. Classic things, you see guys always wearing polo shirts because they like a collar, because it stops the webbing rubbing on the neck. So that is our Gryphon harness. Now I'll put it on and then we can have a look at a couple of other little things.
Fantastic, Bob. We're going to do one of those magic swipes, and the next time you see us, Bob will be wearing the harness. So Bob has done his Mr. Ben and has got his harness on. Bob, talk us through a couple of the points you wanted to go through on the harness.
So now that it's on and you can see the form of the harness around the body, a nice distance, just the right distance I find for the leg risers. So they're not too high up, they're not too low down. Everyone's going to want to try their harness on and make sure it fits, but I get on really, really well with this harness. Leg loops have got a nice bit of padding around the back, nice and deep at the back of the thighs, and then again, waisted as it comes around the inside of the thigh. Your chest attachment point, nicely in the middle of the chest, definitely not too high, so it's not going to be right up in front of your face when you're sat on the ropes. The Ascender, I really like the fact that they're on two independent straps.
Right.
So it goes into the Myon at the bottom, and then I can actually get this nice and tight and tweak it left and right for my personal choice by adjusting the two independent straps that hold it up. Now these aren't load bearing, these are just there for positioning in it and holding it back towards the body so you can ascend nicely. All the attachment points are obviously marked with an A. required by the standards, and then all the webbing folds away nicely. The rear of the harness, again, adjustable strap at the back for the height of the shoulders. So depending on whether you're really tall, really short, I can adjust this and choose how high up on the middle of the back I want that rear D, and then also where the buckles are going to finish on the front of my harness. I can move them up, they'll be lower down. I can shorten it, the buckles would move higher up. So again, depending on how big my torso is, what body shape I am, I can tune this to fit really well. And of course, by having the buckle that undoes, I can make it easy to get into and out of my harness. And then when it goes back together, again, we've got a little green window so I know it's done up, and a bayonet fitting so you can't get it the wrong way around.
Yeah, so once you've got it set up how you want it to be, you can just step in and step out of it.
Exactly.
Brilliant. And those cutaways you talked about along the shoulder straps,
yeah,
and they do make it look like it's very fitted,
yeah,
but not riding up your neck.
Yeah, it's a tailored harness. You know, you're going to get what you pay for. If you buy a very basic harness, it's all going to be straight webbing, hard edges. It won't be as comfortable to wear. Hard edges, if they're exposed, they might also wear more quickly. Having the padding, having the binding, having the shape, it's going to make it more comfortable. If it's more comfortable, you'll like it. You might look after it a bit more. All of those things add up.
Yeah, the added value things to something that you're just knocking around in, rather than looking after your kit and it's serving a purpose.
I like hygiene factors. It's quicker, simpler, safer to use. So if it's all of those things, then why wouldn't you use it?